Okay, we're live right now, and what we're gonna be talking about today's topic is relationship. I want to talk about relationship. I want people to know what a relationship is all about, and if there's people that want to comment on their relationship, and we'll do our best to answer their questions and make any comments. Go ahead and make comments and just let me know. We're live with StreamYard, powered by StreamYard now. So, so basically, our topic is relationships, and sometimes we wonder what is a relationship about. What is the definition of relationship? Well, uh relationship is the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So the question is, are you connected with your spouse? And that's very, very interesting. We want to know what, if you're connected, with your spouse. And the objective of relationship is knowing your spouse, between a man and a woman. And again, it's the way in which two or people, concepts, objects, or people are connected for the state of being connected. So don't get confused. This is objects or people, people in your relationship, your family, with your uncles, aunt, cousins, daughters, sons. It's your family in general. And so, it's how you are connected with that person. So it's in a, between two people, it's is very, very crucial and critical, because you got to know each other. You got to know each other, their insights, you got to know their likes and dislikes. So for instance, personal insight about a relationship, about your spouse. So basically, you have to help each other identify and understand your love between your spouse and yourself. It's not just love her and not love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you're not going to love her. So for instance, I was just trying things out. For instance, if your spouse comes to you and she asks a question, and the question will be, honey, what is my favorite color? And you're like, oh, uh I don't know. You're in trouble. You're in trouble, because you don't know her like. You don't know her insight. You got to identify who she is. You got to get to know her in order for a relationship to work. So you have to help each other out. You have to know her. So by knowing her, you go out, you have a great time, talk about work, how was your day? Greet her just like you greet anybody else. If you go shopping, hey, how you doing? There's a connection. Hey, how you doing? You already spoke to a person and spoke, hey, how you doing? So right away, the other person's gonna say, hey, I'm doing all right. I'm doing fine. Thank you. Thank you for asking. That right there made that person's day. So you have to do the same thing in a relationship with your wife, spouse, girlfriend, or any other bond that you have between your family. So you have to know who she is and what they're capable of. That's the only way that a relationship is going to work. The way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. So it's very crucial. Very crucial. It takes two to have a relationship. So basically, it's you and her and you. So one thing you need to know is a mutual concept, a mutual understanding. You have to understand each other, encourage each other, appreciate her, what she does, know her language. Um, one thing you got to learn is fostering empathy and compassion. So you have to learn how to love her. So, how would you love her? It's not just about giving her flowers, buying flowers, candy on Valentine's Day. Tell her you love her. It's deeper. It's deeper than that. It's like taking a seed and you plant that seed. You take the seed, you plant it on good soil. So once you plant that seed in good soil automatically just water it. You water it, make sure it's nurtured, give the nutrition that it needs. Over time it's going to grow. And basically that's how a relationship is. You help each other and appreciate each other of what they do. If they come home, they're tired, and tell her you love her, tell her that you want to give her a massage. She's tired, give her a bath. Make that tub, make appreciate her coming in, working, and you love her. You do that, and I guarantee you that if you do that every day, I guarantee you it will work out. Okay, so now another thing that it takes two to have a relationship. The best thing to do is you have to have effective communication. So effective communication it takes skills to communicate, skills on their needs, and be open, be able to listen. That's critical in a relationship, because I'll say maybe 75% in this country today don't communicate. And we're talking about relationship alone. We're talking about a man and a woman. They're a marriage couple. And that's one thing that is very critical in a relationship, is to communicate. So, that's one thing that we need to learn how to do, is listen to our spouse, because 90% of the time they're right. Let me tell you, they're right. A critical example is, I wasn't a very effective listener. I was a good listener to my relationship, to my ex-spouse. Now I don't like saying this on live, but it's we're talking about relationships. We're talking about better in ourselves, so we can communicate better and be good listeners to our spouse. So that's one thing that I never did, is listen to my spouse correctly. I did, but not 90%. So when she tells you something to do it. Because 90% of the time she's right and you're wrong. Don't fight her, accept it, say yes, darling, I would do it. That's it. Even in your heart, even deep down inside, you're like, oh, I don't want to do it. But do it. Do it inside. Do it deep, a deeper meaning, a deeper appreciation that you appreciate her. And and I guarantee you that it would work. Communication is part of it. Understanding, coming to a mutual agreement and understanding, you'll have a great relationship, a great love in your relationship. So we need to revitalize connection. So that's also important in our relationships, is revitalize. So let me put that down. Give me a few seconds and I'm going to put that down. So that way our viewers can see this. So revitalized connection. And when we do that, okay, we revitalize connection. So it's very crucial in a relationship to connection. So what we need to do is rekindle the flame of love and intimacy by focusing on mutual satisfaction, fulfillment. So that's part of being together. It takes two, right? It takes two to have a relationship. So when you have two people having a relationship, we have to revitalize connection. And I think it's very important in a relationship. So basically we have to rekindle the flame of love. So basically we have to have rekindle the flame of love. So okay, so we need to the flame of love. So we need to rekindle. Okay, so we need to have a great relationship, a mutual understanding, communicate, and have a connection. And you have to know her personally. In order for a relationship to work, know her personally. Know her likes and dislikes. That's very important. Okay, so by focusing on mutual satisfaction and fulfillment. So once there's a connection between you two, you have intimacy, you have love, and you can fulfill that love between each other. Again, it says it takes two to have a relationship. So now, in order for it to work, it takes two. It takes you and your spouse and you. There is no in between. It's not just you. It's not her. You know, I hear a lot of relationship breakups. You know, we'll talk about that in our next episode. Relationship breakups. There's a lot of relationship breakups in not only in one state but the whole country, because they're not understanding. They don't come into a mutual understanding of each other. They don't know each other. They don't have the right communication. They don't have the equipment and the skills to communicate their needs. And that's very crucial in a relationship. You know, communication is number one key in a relationship. Communication. Let me put this down because it is very, very important. All right. Let's put this down. Okay, so communication is the key in a relationship. All right. Let's make sure I spell this right, okay? Okay, so all right. So communication is the key to a relationship. So in order for the relationship to work, number one key is communication. We talked about that earlier. Effective communication. Yes, you have to know her personally. You got to come into a mutual agreement, understanding, know each other, appreciate each other. But number one in a relationship is effective communication. So that's one thing that we need to learn. The the other you can have a strategy in a relationship, but it's actionable strategies, meaning movements. Learn straight from your spouse how you can meet their love needs. So that comes in with a connection. So she's needing love. Express that love. Show her. Show her by there's many ways showing compassion, showing love, showing feelings. This is about your feeling and her feeling, what she feels and how you feel about her. So you have to learn what do you need to do to make things better. Don't break her heart. That's one thing, in a relationship. That's why on our next episode is going to be relationship breakup. That's one thing we need to learn and how to do that, so that won't happen. There's marriages that's been married for 20-25 years, and all that you can have, but then somehow it just starts falling. There's a lot of arguments, no communication, no understanding. You don't care anymore, and excuse me. And that's what happened. Sorry about that. And that's what happened. So you have to learn your spouse, how you can meet their love and their needs. So show them that you love them. Give them hugs, kisses. You come home from work, you come and you say, I love you, honey. Give her a kiss. How was your day? Communication. That's very important. What'd you do today? What'd you eat? What'd you have for supper? What'd you have dinner? What'd you have for lunch? How's the kids? How they treated you? Those things they want to hear. So you can have a great relationship. It's a correlation in a relationship. It corresponds to each other. So you really want to know how to meet their loves, their needs. Okay, so the next thing, we'll move on, and we'll be here for a few more minutes. And so I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to make it long. I want people to learn. I want people to listen. Listen to my podcast. Listen what this is all about. Relationship. That is the topic. That is one thing we need to learn. If you want comments, give me some comments. Let me know what it's about. Questions, and we'll do the best we can to answer your question. So the next and the last thing we're going to talk about is have a bond, building a stronger bond. So you basically is aids in constructing a resilient bond, fortified with mutual respect and renewed sense of companionship. So one thing you got to learn is to correspond a relationship with her. So you have to construct a bond with each other, respect her, all the days of your life. This is for the rest of your life. When you're married, that's the actual best relationship you can have. So you really want to create that bond with your spouse. So, that's one thing that America needs. America needs to bond with each other. We all have to come together. This is why it's called the United States of America. God, the forefathers have founded America, and it came together. That's why we are a free country. And that's one thing we need to learn in a relationship is, build a strong bond. So it would be like medicine. You got medicine, you need to take medicine, and you cut yourself, you got to bandage your wound. So basically, if you hurt her, then you have to find out how to come back and build your relationship back, or win her and make it better. And you have to wrap all that wound that you created. You just got to remember one thing, that when you speak a word, it comes to life. So sometimes we have to be careful, because one thing about spouses, they listen. They're a very good listener. They can remember everything you say. And one thing about a woman, they take it to heart. So they'll to win her back is the hardest thing to do in a woman, is to win her back. And that's why it's very important for us to communicate. Call her on the phone. Hey, honey, I'm gonna be late. Okay, bam, right there. You communicated. She's got dinner ready for you when you come home. 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, let her know. It's just like work. You call work. Hey, I'm gonna be 5 minutes late, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you're there. It's part of communication. See, that's what I was referring to. Effective communication. Communication is the key to a relationship, and it is a real relationship. So, just about wrapping it up. We can talk more if there's more. If you have questions, comments. And let me read something really quick in about a marriage. This is a man married for 20 years. This is what I was talking about earlier. For the past 15 years, I've been vilified doing the dishes and vacuuming the floors because I thought that acts of service were my wife's top love need. After 25 minutes of learning what a marriage makeover is, those things really didn't mean that much to her. Instead, she was craving non-sexual displays of affection. As soon as I started demonstrating those to her, our marriage was catapulted to a new level, and she made an intentional effort to meet my love needs. Our intimacy and connection have never been better. So now he has more free times. So intimacy is part of communication, because bonding, connection, effective communication, you have to know her personally. You have to come into a mutual understanding. So it's very important. Like I said, this is a crucial topic, and if people have any questions, let me know. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Till next time, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.